Flashback.
Time now for the New York Lotto numbers, and here over from the Archdiocese, John Cardinal O'Connor. Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, God bless.
Well, fine.
The winning numbers in the New York State Lottery is as follows.
I like it when you start right in and move right
The
through.
daily number.
All right, beautiful.
389.
389. Let me write it in. Got it.
Well, first it was Amy Fisher, Miss Lamar.
Pardon me?
First it was Amy Fisher.
First it was Amy Fisher.
Soon it'll be Sol Wackler.
Right.
But for now, did you hear?
No.
Playwright Neil Simon bought the rights to the Uncle Rosenbaum story.
Well, all right.
He'll call it Fiddler on the Roof meets Five Guys Named Moby Jesus. We'll take their numbers as follows. McCord, you see Malcolm X yet?
No, I haven't had enough.
When hell freezes over, right, Chuck? See, Jesus, you blue-eyed devil, you. McCord will be out coon hunting this weekend, you Jesus, you know what I mean? The win phone number. 3723.
Let me just stop a second here. Let's just stop a second.
Thank you, I-Man.
We have these meetings in the office, and I think I cover everything. I was talking to somebody about this last night. I said I cover everything that I can possibly think of with it. I said we're not going to stick anything in something. We're not going to have fluids coming out of anything on the earth. We're not going to call anybody lesbians or queers, or we're not going to. And you can't cover it all.
Shut up, you droopy skin scope.
Please continue, Cardinal O'Connor.
Well, you'll be spending Thanksgiving, Miss Lamar.
I'll be in Southport.
Well, I tell you what, if you get up near the cathedral, stay the hell away. I'll have you arrested. We do have a little limerick, Miss Lamar. A little limerick prayer. Giving thanks with the I-Man.
Okay.
Gather on the radio, boys and girls. We call this Thanksgiving in Southport. Or Home Alone again.
There we go.
Shut up. 3 mil a year, a limo for rolls. What more could he want? Except a face without holes. Turkey and stuffing, loved ones in the house. And none of that there. They all hate this louse. But the I-Man don't care. On pasta he'll be picking. And after the football game, he'll just choke his chicken. So Eileen, Breen and Chuck, Lou with the red hair, repeat after me. Join me in prayer. Oh Lord, we give much thanks on this Thanksgiving.
Oh Lord, we give much thanks on this Thanksgiving.
Except for the fact that the I-Man is living. On ahead.
Except for the fact that the I-Man is living.
So if some paid lover should visit this loner,
So if some paid lover should visit this loner,
let's hope the I-Man suffocates on his boner. Amen. God bless us and Davis. Have a lovely Thanksgiving, the whole lot of you. The pick 10 numbers is as follows.
We don't want to pick 10 numbers. All right, well, go ahead. What are
The
they?
pick 10 numbers is as follows. 4, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 22, 25, 31, 35, 36, 38, 41, 43, 53, 59, 62, 63, 68. 80.
Fine. Thank you very much, Cardinal O'Connor. All right.
Which does it belong and why? Which does it belong and why?
Which does it belong and why?
A, Batman.
Batman.
B, Superman.
Superman.
C, the I-Man. Which does it belong and why?
Well, I would think the I-Man.
Wrong, you two-legged colt, are you? Well, all three peaked in the 60s. I still thought they looked good in tights in the 90s. The answer is A. Batman doesn't belong because unlike the other two, the bulge in Batman's tights was natural, be Jesus. Well, Ed. Where belong you, smuggle?
Hi, honey, we're on the air, so,
What are you doing?
thank you for the very nice dinner last night. You know what we had, Charles? Yeah, we had a baked potato. Yeah. We had steamed cabbage. What was that other stuff, honey?
Steamed cabbage and kale.
Now, did he put the potato in the front of his pants or the back of his?
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to I Miss in the Morning.
That and the dictum that suggested or the mandates that priests can't get married is holding up Father Tom because he and a bunch of some other boys like to be in a position to get this. Well,
come on.
That's just ridiculous. I asked Father Tom on this program, wouldn't he like to be married? And he said his eye rolled back up in his head like a couple of them pinballs up there at Foxwood, and he said, yes, I would.
You know what he'd like to be known as performing your last rites.
I live in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. I don't care if it rains or freezes, as long as I got my plastic Jesus right on the dashboard of my car.
gorgeous God's Other Son, as in the book by the same title, available right now in every bookstore and every village and hamlet in every county of this here heathen country. But I'm not here to talk about that, dearly beloved. I'm here because I got several things to unload on you today. And first off is the fact that this is a heathen country, and finally we got somebody trying to do something about it, praise God. Step right up and give the big old middle finger to Newt Gingrich. Look like a warthog, but gotta be an angel, praise Jesus. Because he's trying to get prayer restored to our national classroom. And I know, friends, you're seeking guidance in this regard. You wonder, where do I come down on the issue? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, where would you think? This is an opportunity to find our moral footing again, friends. And I'm not in favor of any stupid moment of silence either, because some smart aleck would just fart in the middle of it and ruin it. School prayer? Why, hell, son, I'm in favor of a constitutional amendment mandating snake handling. I want the little children throwing themselves prostrate on the floor, kicking their feet, and patting the little fists. I want the little children setting each other on fire. I want constitutionally mandated animal sacrifices. Although it's a pragmatic matter when I think about it, the first place we ought to adopt a constitutional prayer amendment is on U.S. air. Did you see what lightning struck one of them suckers the other day? Now, if that ain't a message, I don't know what is. Anyway, a couple of other matters to clear up. I know a lot of you people reading God's Other Son are upset about what the woman who raised me, stepdad, did to me when I was a little child. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people do strange things to one another in the family setting. Some people are plate throwers. Some people are pecker snappers. She never hit me with a skillet. She did snap my pecker. Ours was a Christian home. It could have been worse. I could have got caught by an ex-NFL running back trying to return a pair of sunglasses to her and wound up looking like the carcass of a Jeffrey Dahmer Thanksgiving turkey. Which brings me to a concluding point, faith partner. Let us all remember to be thankful this year for our many blessings. Well, some of us have had more than others, but God likes me better than you. That's why I'm on the radio, on your back, on the bestseller list, making the equivalent of the Vatican's annual gross national product. God likes me, and he thinks you suck. But you got to be thankful for whatever hand you've been dealt. So get your bird, plop it on the platter while she's still moist, hot and ready for action. Then climb up there on the Thanksgiving table and stuff that bugger like old stepdad would want you to. Yes, sir, grab a drumstick in each hand, yell, Lord, I'm coming home, and go for that cavity of depravity. Say, who the hell cares about prayer in school? I'm stuffing a turkey with my sinful tooth. Say, hallelujah, can I get an amen now?
Fixin' turkey, something us kids learned way back from Uncle Henry. First, according to Henry, you had to always open yourself up a bottle of Sutter Home White Zinfandel and have just a taste, and then go to work on a big, beautiful prime piece of poultry from the good folks at Butterball Farms. But stuffing the old fella with a mixture using Quaker Oats oatmeal, that's the ticket instead of breadcrumbs, see? It'll be the best stuffing you ever had, and that's a Butterball Brimley bonus guarantee. Just take your favorite stuffing recipe, mix in the Quaker Oats, slide that whole conglomeration into Tom Turkey, just like this. Bake, remove from the oven, like the one I've already prepared over here, and look at that. Is that something? Juice oozing out of everywhere, and that oatmeal stuffing sitting there smiling at you. Let her stand at room temperature for 20 minutes, then remove the wishbone first, then the wings, but leave the drumsticks attached. You're going to need those in just a minute when you get to the Butterball Brimley bonus. So leave them be.
Mr. Brimley, we show the next step here is removing the legs. Why are you leaving them on?
Handhold, son.
Handhold.
Right.
Why handhold, Mr.
So she don't slip away on you.
I see, slip away. Well, where's that in the copy?
It's not. I got it all right up here, as told to me by Uncle Henry.
Right.
Pay attention. You might just learn something for a change. So what's next? With a dripping golden butterball, body cavity packed with hot oatmeal stuffing? Well, back on the farm, us kids would all draw straws for that one to see who got to check the turkey with their meat thermometer. You just crawl up here on the table like this, and you grab the bird by them drumsticks you left hooked on, and then you stick in your meat thermometer. When you're done, it's done. Oh, Mom will probably fade into the sweet potatoes, and baby Noreen will be gagging on a carrot stick, but you won't care, because you're in the middle of the dining room table playing Bump the Bird with a boner that'd make the Mayflower Madam say, "Hey, Pilgrim, this one's on the house." The Oatmeal Brimley Butterball Boner Bonus. It's the right thing to do.
Wilfred Brimley here on the Bible for the Morning program. Dad Rather and the Prisoner Rabbi are all coming up. Dad, to the bone.
Know the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, bad to the bone. I'm missing the morning.
Sports.
A book signing goes awry. Good morning. This is Mike Breen with sports. Bedlam in White Plains, New York last night for the latest book signing of God's Other Son. Author Don Imus driving his fans crazy with another personal appearance, but it turned ugly. And one man says he'll sue, claiming the I-Man engaged him in a physical confrontation.
He called me a faggot and then he pushed me.
Pretty broken up. Get out of here. And police say no charges have been filed. You're an idiot. NBA last night, New Jersey Nets now 0-6. Turn, speaking of all, like a morning, Howard.
Hi, Don. Great show. I'm calling from Sioux City, and I have a... Larry King! Good. Now do you think it's funny, Larry?
Well?
I finally figured out why he wanted to be on your show.
What?
He wanted his ass kissed for a change.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
Hey, saw you on Today's Show this morning.
That was yesterday.
No, this morning, I'm positive.
No.
They showed your picture. Will and Scott wished you happy birthday.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
My baby got a big bad record on the Heartbreak Radio.
Hometown sweetheart, coming round in the dark. Oh, we made a move or two.
Around. Please, a telephone.
I went back 4 nights straight, man. I went back 4 nights straight and heard that guy do that. He said, he'd soften up, he'd say, I don't. He'd shake his head and say, I don't want no other love. Baby, it's just you I he'd say, well then I don't want to stop thinking of me. Man, he sung the hell out of the song, man. I was on the table looking at him. Get him off.
Imus in the morning.
It's tremendous because if Miami ever loses, now you threw the whole thing wide open.
That's what you have to hope for. Get a playoff system. Coming back.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
All right, here's Howard Stern. Speaking of all, like a morning, Howard.
Hi, Don. Great show. I'm calling from Sioux City, and I have a... Larry King! Good. Now do you think it's funny, Larry?
Well?
I finally
I figured out why he wanted to be on your show.
What?
He wanted his ass kissed for a change.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
Hey, saw you on Today's show this morning.
That was yesterday.
No, this morning, I'm positive.
No.
They showed your picture. Will and Scott wished you happy birthday.
In the morning on the fan, Voice Radio 66, WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good evening at 5 o'clock. This is John Minko. But I would take the Lions and the Packers in the two games
And
tomorrow.
must see this weekend. What do you have on the board? FSU, Florida.
State, must see. Jets, Dolphins, must see. For me, Pats, Colts is a must see.
Anything else? Any game tomorrow? If you
yeah,
have a choice tomorrow, which game would you rather see?
Tomorrow, it's tradition. You have to watch both. I would rather watch Green Bay, Dallas, but you have to watch both games tomorrow.
Good job, Bobby Gelb and Michael Hayes. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Well, check the I'll see you tomorrow morning at football. Mike will see you Sunday at the Miami Jet game at the Meadowlands. Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. Adios on the fan.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
You wish you...
Cloudy, and that's what's happening. This is John Minko at 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Jets football.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
6:05 here in the fan. I'm Susan Waldman. Happy night before Thanksgiving, everybody. You know, if you're out there on the roads, gosh, it is nasty. It was snowing, snow squalls when I came down the Taconic. Bumper to bumper. It's horrible out there, so just relax. If you're in your car, relax. Pick up your car phone. Give me a call, 718-937-6666. 7:05, we're going to talk to Dan Jansen, of course, great Olympic champion.
All right,
Thanks an awful lot. Thanks an awful lot to Dan Jansen, to Tim Green, and Sweeney Murphy and Lula Shepard on the other side of the glass. Stay tuned for Bill Daughtry. Have a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm Susan Waldman. I'll see you Saturday, 12:35 pregame, Knicks and Charlotte at the Garden.
Sports Radio 66, the fan, WFAN.
Temperature is 36 degrees, and that's what's happening. This is Bob Usler with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Jets football.
Sports Radio 66, the fan, WFAN, New York.
Good evening, 9:05 on the fan. Bill Daughtry with you at 718-937-6666. Taking you up until the witching hour, 12 midnight, with Captain Midnight. He'll say the first words of the new Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving 1994. Celebrated here on the fan. Football doubleheader tomorrow. Lots of talk in between. Actually, a football tripleheader tomorrow. We have 3 games on here. We'll be talking about one of the lead games in that mix.
American woman, gonna mess your mind. American woman, she gonna mess your mind. American woman, gonna mess your mind. American woman, gonna mess your mind. Say A, say M, say E, say R, say I, say A, M. American woman, gonna mess your mind. American woman, gonna mess your mind. American woman, gonna mess your mind. I'm a in the morning. Nobody wants to play rhythm guitar behind Jesus.
Everybody wants to be the lead singer in the band.
I'm a in the morning.
Walden
Brooks is the official.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, Great Imus in the morning.
John is in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. The man in a trench coat, badge out laid off, says he's got a bad cough, wants to get it paid off. Look out, kid, it's something you did. God knows when, but you're doing it again. You better duck down the alleyway looking for a new grin. The man in a coonskin cap in a pig pen wants $11 bills. You only got 10. Imus in the morning.
Okay.
Take these chains from my heart and set me free. You've grown cold and no longer care for me. All my faith in you is gone, but the heartaches linger on. Take these chains from my heart and set me free. Imus in the morning.
Funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning. Dan Jenkins had a great line, by the way. He said if O.J. had known he was going to get 8 blacks in a jury, he'd have gone ahead and whacked Faye Resnick, too. I don't want to drag you into this, Dan.
No, please.
Check, please.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
2020 sports. He's going to pass. Going to go.
How are you? I'm fine. What's the matter? Well, I'm in the Lincoln Tunnel. I'm going to crash my car into a bus. I'm tired of that book story. Have you bought it yet? No, I will not buy it.
Well, no, see,
I am giving a double money-back guarantee to people who don't buy it. 1-800-TOM. I will send you double the money. I never thought I'd say this. Bring back the damn Thanksgiving routine.
Hey, Tom.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Get Eileen on the phone. I am crashing my car into a bus. We are going to have an accident in Lincoln Tunnel.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Got me running, got me hiding, got me run, hide, run anywhere you wanna let it roll. Yeah.
Imus in the morning.
Thanks for having me on your show. I got on a city bus and found a vacant seat. I thought I saw my future bride walking up the street. I shouted to the driver, hey conductor, you must slow down. I think I see her, please let me off the bus. Hey, Dean, honey, is that you? Oh, Nadine, honey, is that you? Seems like every time I see you, darling, you got something else to do.
Imus in the morning.
Love you, but I won't. Yes, Jesus loves you.
Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Jets football. Now stay tuned for an additional hour of the best of Imus in the morning.
Remember your...
Bison, flashback.
Time now for the New York Lotto numbers, and here over from the Archdiocese, John Cardinal O'Connor. Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, God bless.
Well, fine.
The winning numbers in the name. Run it. Over along, you smuckers.
Now wait a minute. Imus in the morning.
2020 Sports.
Good morning, I'm Vince DeLisi, Armin.
Across my big brass bed. Imus in the morning.
For 2 or 3 hours, or just long enough and hot enough to get the Tyson Farm Black Plague environmental warfare taste out of the damn thing if it came from the state of Arkansas. You see, with the Wilfred Brimley family recipe, all you're really interested in is the drumsticks and the body cavity and the Quaker oats. Heat up a nice, warm, attractive pan of oatmeal, about body temperature, and the consistency of firm mayonnaise will do the trick. Remove turkey from oven, dump oatmeal musk down the thing till slopping out back end, call family to table, grab onto drumsticks, yell cowabunga, and service immediately. And the rewarding aspect of all of this is that you will be able to service it, because you and everybody from Uncle Ed to little Elmer Jean will have himself what us kids used to call a big old Plymouth Rock. Yep, a boner you could windsurf with, youngster. The Quaker Oats bonus. Tastes great, it's great for you, and at holiday time it'll give you a cavity packer that'd embarrass a pile driver. While you're at it, why not call little Susie over from next door? The holidays are for Sharon, after all. Now, when she gets there, you sit her down at the table and say, "Welcome, Susie. This here's my dead bird. This here's my turkey. Help me baste it, I'll let you taste it. Hell, it'll be great. In 5 minutes, people will be hanging off of every angle of that sucker like an Assistant Secretary of Defense for Information hanging off of Freddie Mercury. However, when Mom hollers, 'Seconds, anybody?' you might want to think about taking a pass. And thirds? Well, by that time, that thing will be uglier than a Larry bird. And you'd be safer sticking your straight into a hospital infectious waste disposal dump. But what do you care? Be like Wilfred Brimley. Live for the moment. Harken back there to our nation's first Thanksgiving, when the Pilgrims inscribed that fateful line. Over the table I lay sprawled. Now that's what I call Butterball. Quaker Oats and Turkey Day. It's the right thing to do.
Hey, Bubba, come on. You're missing the parade.
I'll be there in a minute, Beavis.
What are you doing?
I'm pausing to reflect on all my many blessings, Beavis, and give thanks for them. Don't you have anything to be thankful for?
No.
Everybody's got something to be thankful for.
Okay. I'm like thankful for Megadeth and M80s and those chicks from Baywatch.
I'm thankful for them, too.
What else do you have to be thankful for, Bubba?
Oh, so many things. Good health, wonderful family, living in a great country, a big fat turkey. But most of all, I'm thankful that Hillary has decided to step down and not interfere with my administration anymore.
Cool. How come she's going to do that?
I guess she figures I have enough trouble on my hands with Newt Gingrich.
Who?
A big fat turkey.
You're thankful for him?
In a way. See, if over the next 2 years things don't get any better, or if hopefully they get worse, then there'll be somebody else accountable, and I'll be off the hook when I run for re-election.
Yeah. Blame it on Newt.
Thank you, Lord, for a Republican Congress and for finally shutting Hillary up.
Hey, look, it's the goofy balloon.
No, Beavis, that's Newt Gingrich. He sucks.
Copyright 1994 Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and the Westwood One Radio Network.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule, an indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled the station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Vince DeLisi. What's happening? I'm Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. Make sure to stay tuned for Inside Football with Bob Trumpy and Howie Long coming up.
Not too many years ago, when dreams weren't coming true, I'd reach for Sometimes it would be you. I'd hear you on the radio. I sure didn't like your sound. It's good to know there's still a few country boys around. Imus in the morning.
Imus in the morning. 2020 Sports.
Good morning, this is...
Henry gone first base. Nobody is out. DiMaggio up. Score 4-3 New York. DiMaggio batting right-handed, one hit and 3 times up. The pitch hitting straight away. A long, high fly ball going far out into left field. The ball is over the fence for a home run. A tremendous smash.
Big match of the U.S. Open tonight. Andre Agassi will play number 13, Thomas Muster. It ends for Agassi tonight. Muster will defeat him. I guarantee the Muster victory. A rare mistake by an award-winning sportscaster.
What awards have you won?
I won a math award in high school. Got a 70. Yeah. Also most congenial.
Fine.
Wish I wouldn't win today, that's for sure.
No, why? What's the matter?
I sense some tension between the two of us. Because you're a weasel. That's not true, I'm not. Well, I may have done some things wrong, but I am not a weasel.
Well, don't point your finger at me, young man.
I was pointing my pen at you.
I'll have Charles beat the hell out of you.
Good morning, this is Mike Breen with Sports. Last night's
good morning, this is
quarterfinals.
Mike Breen, a weasel.
Good morning, this is Mike Breen, the Weasel with Sports. Last night's quarterfinals, Agassi with a straight set win over number 13.
Get out of here!
Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Jets football.
And good morning, Richard Neer in for Russ Salzberg at Sports Radio 66 WFAN, resplendent in his Indiana Pacers sweater.
Big victory for the Pacers.
Big one last night. Golden State lumped all over them there after a kind of shaky first half. John Mako is with us, and we'll be here till 1 o'clock. Bill Daughtry comes by at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and we sure have a lot to talk about. We sure have a lot of hooks in the water for guests and potential people to be on the air.
But till we come on, we're going to let Phil Simms go, and we're going to build a young quarterback, be it Dave Brown or Kent Graham in training camp. And maybe we only have an 8-8 season. Maybe we get lucky, go 9-7, and make the playoffs. But I think at the beginning of the year, subconsciously maybe, the Giants said, we're going to rebuild and we're not going to be that great. We'll be right back.
Sports Radio. WFAN.
Where's Rather?
He's allegedly on his way to the phone.
What is he doing?
Oh, he's on the phone. Good morning, Mr. Rather. Stand by. This is Bernard, Mr. Rather. I'm good. Stand by for the Iron Man.
Well, he wants to talk to Bernard. He'll talk to anybody. All right, here now, the Imus in the morning program. Good morning, Mr. Rather.
Hey, good morning, Imus. Man, there's so much stuff to sell in so little time.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning. Dan Jenkins had a great line, by the way. He said if O.J. had known he was going to get 8 blacks in a jury, he'd have gone ahead and whacked Faye Resnick, too. I don't want to drag you into this, Dan.
No, please. Check, please.
Listen the morning on the fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning at 11 o'clock. This is John Minka.
Here, just zap right through it, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., or actually at 5 a.m., to take you through till 9, and give you a little bit of Saturday morning preview of the Jets game, and, of course, the Giants, and hang out with DeLisi a little bit, drink coffee, and all those other things that we do on Saturday morning. Stay tuned for Bill Daughtry, Richard Neer. Have yourself a great day. Lots of sports to watch on the tube and listen on the radio.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
And let me just say this to Mary Matlin and James Carville and Paul Bagala and Bennett Zier and everybody else in Washington. Don't call us. We don't want to have dinner with you. We don't want to go to the Palm. The Palm can't suck enough. Why would anybody go to the Palm?
To commit suicide.
Well, because your cholesterol's not quite high enough? You want to have another big piece of red meat?
To meet an elderly queer?
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
So, Bernard, we're all sitting there, and there's this elderly homosexual at the bar. What was he doing?
Making googly eyes at me. I figured this nice old guy.
Must have been a blind elderly homosexual.
Then I go into the bathroom, and he starts talking to me, and he starts trying to pick me up in the bathroom. I swear to God.
What did he say to you?
It reminded me of when I got the job with you.
Listen the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. I'm Vince DeLisi. Talks between Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports and WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Good afternoon, 104 on the Fan. Bill Daughtry at 718-937-6666. Day after Thanksgiving. Good day to, don't go away, DeLisi. Just sit right there for a minute. You got nothing to do.
Yes,
Good
sir.
day to,
Yes, sir, Mr. Daughtry. Yes, sir.
Camp out in front of the TV. Lots of football on. College football. A couple of games going on right now. Of course, as Vince just told you about that North Carolina State game, we'll have
That score has changed, by the way.
What is the score now?
It is now Virginia 19, North Carolina State 7.
You know, Bobby Houston went to North Carolina.
Dave Jennings on the Fan, the aforementioned resume-less Vince DeLisi next.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Sports Radio 66. WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning. It's 8 o'clock. I'm Vince DeLisi.
It's game time is around 1:30. Pregame show starts at 12:50, and I'll catch you again next Saturday. Thanks to Sue Harrison, Richard Neer on the Fan. Have yourself a good one.
This is
One right now, and that's what's happening. I'm Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. Thank you, Vincenzo, and a good morning, everybody. Tis 5 minutes after 9 here on the Fan in New York City. My name is Joseph Anthony Aloysius McDonald Jr. Don't worry, no spelling test.
Most people just call me Jody Mack. Good to be back in the Big Apple. It's been about a month. A lot has transpired since last we spoke, and we will Philly this week. I think that if he's 100%, he's played. If not, I think they're going to go to Pete, as a matter of fact. So again, don't get too excited by third-string quarterbacks. 10 o'clock here on the Fan. DeLisi's in. We return with more of your phone calls. Gordon Forbes from USA Today during the 10 o'clock hour as well. Rabbit Jet fan, Jody Mack, we can do that as well. We'll mix in a little Knicks, a little St. John's. I see a Felipe Lopez call coming up. You make the call at 718-937-6666. DeLisi's in with the top of the hour update. Don't even think about touching that dial.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Vince DeLisi. After 11 here on the Fan. Jody McDonald sitting in for Mad Dog Russo on this Saturday morning. Making the most of it on the telephone line. 718-937-6666. You want to talk Jets, Dolphins, we can. Giants, Skins, Knicks, college hoop. St. John's got off on the right foot. UMass, Arkansas last night. Big upset by the Minutemen. A little college football mixed in as well.
This in the morning, 2020 Sports rolls on.
Marino back.
25 till the hour here in New York, and I'm Mr. Warning. My Claro.
That's what you say each time that I hold you this way. I'm a in the morning.
The cousin and Lone Star beer. Talking religion and politics for all the world to hear. They ought to send you back to Russia, boy, or New York City one. You just want to doodle a Christian girl and you kill God's only son.
I'm a in the morning.
Go, San Diego, California. Scott Muni. Nice career move, Scotzo.
Well, gang, it's official. The holiday season has begun. And to all my Jewish friends, happy Hanukkah. May your dreidels never lose their spin. But no matter whether you're celebrating the Festival of Lights or the Fat Man coming down your chimney, this year, as you reflect on your blessings and give thanks to the dude in the heavenly penthouse, the cosmic big kahuna, the Godster, I want you all to also say a little silent prayer, a fervent plea, actually, that he delivers the poor unfortunate among us who simply cannot bear another second of the pain and suffering, the hideous torment of listening to the I-Man talk about his f***ing book anymore. As a matter of fact, do it for me now, would you? Stop the madness. Fight the real enemy. Bow your heads and beseech the Lord to finally stick a cork in the eye hole. I'm willing to do my part. I'll do penance, make a novena, sacrifice a farm animal, anything. If it would just prevent you from humping this godforsaken piece of pulp fiction. I can't take it anymore. I mean, there's a problem when I'm sitting there the other day thinking, you know, I kind of miss Anna Quindley. I don't know why you ever thought you had to beat this thing into the ground to get anybody to buy it. Stephen King's been selling books for years, and he doesn't have his own radio show. Tom Wolfe didn't need an 800 number to get Bonfire of the Vanities to #1. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Bats. God's other son can't suck enough. But now you could probably sell it by word of mouth if you didn't have to have yours washed out with soap. You and Fred have sold out and leased your souls to the devil. You're the Pip Boys of the 90s. Sam Walton spinning in his grave wondering how the hell you two do it. You're about 20 minutes away from opening up your own God's Other Son, Auto Body Express, 7-Eleven. Get a bunch of Sand Sentinel salespeople in turbans. Yes, my friend. No, I'm sorry, no. We do not have the turquoise camel edition jacket. What with Nanny? What with Nanny? What with Nanny? What with Nanny?
think they're better.
If they beat Detroit, they might run the table. Huh? They could be 10-6.
Their schedule's pretty conducive from there.
Be coming back.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
'Twas the newt before Christmas, and all through the House, and all through the Senate, liberal spirits were doused. Their heads were all hung in gloomy despair, knowing January 4th, St. Gingrich would be there. Bill and Hillary were sleeping, each tucked in their beds, while visions of health care plans danced in their heads. But then Bubba awoke and climbed out of his rack to go down to the kitchen for a late midnight snack. As he pulled from the fridge some cold pizza and beer, a frightening sight to his eyes did appear. Out by the rose garden, in the pale of moonlight, stood jolly St. Newt, savior of the right. His eyes, oh how beady, like a succulent swine, a nose that was bulbous, almost elephantine, a snowy coiffure swirled with mousse and with jelly, a mouthful of chiclet teeth, formidable belly. Over his shoulder he carried a sack, filled with his agenda, an American contract. He stood on the great lawn surveying the scene, then threw back his head, letting go with a scream. Even out by the Beltway they heard him call roll as he brought to his side Jesse Helms and Bob Dole. On Thurmond, on Packwood, Bill Graham and Jim Nussel, Al D'Amato, Bill Archer. Come, gentlemen, let's hustle. From the Washington Monument down through the Mall to the Capitol Building, dash away all. We've much work to do, old Santa Newt spat. 40 years worth of damage done by Democrats. It all must be righted, this liberal haze. Work quickly now, we've only 100 days. He chuckled a bit as he rallied his team, cheering them on with a conservative's dream. A government based upon common sense, a budget that's balanced, stronger national defense. Slackers on welfare, no more will be told. Millions of homeless left out in the cold. Prop 187, a federal rule brought about by the prayers of our children in school. We've taken control, for our nation gets weaker. There'll be a new order now that I'm the speaker. Bubba rushed back upstairs and went straight to his bed, pulling the covers up over his head. There he hid until morning, when by dawn's early light he was no longer tormented by the face of the right. He bounded downstairs and looked under the tree, but saw only himself, hung in effigy. With a note from St. Newt and his Republican crew, as he read, Bubba realized his nightmare had come true. Try to push legislation, you'll reach an impasse, 'cause in my House and Senate, you won't even pass gas. If you know what's good for you, you won't ever dispute anything that's decreed by good Santa Newt. But to show you I'm decent and very sincere, I send you glad tidings, so be of good cheer. Yuletide greetings I leave you, served up with a smile. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, Sieg Heil.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write.
May those days, may your days, may your days be merry and bright. And may all your Christmases
Wrap this up.
be white. Jingle bells sing all the way.
The Drifters here in the Imus Morning program. 26 after the hour in New York. Good morning, James.
Like Michael Jackson, ba la 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 la. Handsome, pelvic thrusting action, ba la 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 la. Don we now our leather jackets, ba la 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 la. Pick that crowbar up and whack it, ba la 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 la. I'm up in the morning.
Hey, Beavis, check this out.
What you got, Bubba?
A new set of commemorative stamps the post office will be releasing in 1995.
Cool. What are they?
I guess it's the Great American Series. This one's James Polk.
Who's he?
He was the 11th President of the United States, Beavis, and the man responsible for the Manifest Destiny.
Is that like the man's boy love deal?
No, it was a democratic platform designed to extend the territorial borders of the United States.
So, like, that means he must have, like, killed a lot of Mexicans. Cool.
Not cool, Beavis. I like Mexicans, except for Jeb Bush's wife,
Wow. Who's that?
Marilyn Monroe.
Let me lick that one.
Too late. I already did. I don't think there's any glue left on it.
Who's this squirrely-looking dude?
That's former President Richard Nixon.
Looks like his stamp's already been canceled.
It's not, but he was. Lick this.
Imus in the morning. 2020 sports.
Young pros into the...
Little Walter's on the motherfucker playing that harmonica. You bet. What you gonna sing for us?
Well, I'm going to dedicate this one to you.
Oh, okay.
Man, you ugly. You so ugly. And you some ugly child. Now you're down on daddy. Who's your pappy? You some ugly child.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
Sammy's been a favorite of ours. I'm very happy for you, Sammy. Congratulations. I mean, seriously.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Even though you sang that song about the IMF being so ugly. Your baby don't think I'm ugly when you're out of town. I have my Lucchese cowboy boots under your bed, brother.
I wrote the song.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Live in Paramus Park in New Jersey at 12:30 on Thursday. Okay. And the last one will be at...
Sports leader, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Hey, you. How much?
What are you doing?
I just counted off, boy.
Okay.
Trying to kill some of these cockroaches you got this hand.
Diddy Paul OJ can't seem to find himself no damn relief. Cut off a piece of trouble from the moment he took that knife right out the sheath. But I feel worse about his mama, cause the girl ain't hardly got herself any teeth. There she was on TV, talking to my baby kind of junk. Saying OJ is such a good boy, not the type of kid that should be hung. But every time Mama Simpson opened her mouth, all anybody ever seen was tongue. She's missing her bicuspid and an incisor or two. Girl ain't seen no molars since 1952. Ain't got no malocclusion, no overbite or pyorrhea, no inlays made of porcelain. Ain't nobody but us comes down here. Now OJ need a jury for his case to deliberate. But Mama needs some choppers for her lunch lunch to masticate. So Master Simpson wants a birdie. Bite your mama in upper lower plate.
Who wrote this? Calvin Trillin? Jesus.
Come on, Mama, floss that one you got.
That'll be fine.
And we got one, but take care of that bad boy.
Bye, Mississippi White Boy, Big Piece of Free here on the Agassi Morning Program.
Look like a street sign.
You're doing what you want. Oh, yeah.
So, baby, what you want to let go?
No, baby, what you want me to do?
39-1211.
Got me running, got me hiding, got me run, hide, run anywhere you wanna let it roll. Yeah. Kindness in the morning.
It's holiday. Analyst, the distinguished gentleman from North Carolina, Senator Jesse Helms.
Thank you, son. First, I would like to make it perfectly clear that I got nothing against the President of the United States. See, when I said that if I were him and I wouldn't go on a military base without a bodyguard, I was just concerned for his welfare.
You been on a military base lately? You know what's on them military bases? More colors than you can shake a stick at. Now, I wouldn't go on one without a bodyguard, so I don't think it's out of line to expect the President of the United States to use some caution himself. Like my mama used to say, you can't go walking in the yard where the big dogs are dressed up like a bone. See? Now, I know a lot of you are somewhat concerned about me as chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing I'm going to do is uphold the basic principle of foreign affairs, which is let the foreigners take charge of their own affairs, which means not jumping through hoops every 20 minutes for some colored despot just because he gets overthrown by some junta or the other. Now, maybe I'm simple. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, see? Maybe I just have to get new batteries for my hearing aid, but I just don't understand why we supported some Haitian murderer just because he won 70% of the vote. I mean, so did Hitler, but you didn't see us sending a whole bunch of troops over there to help him out, now did you? Now, there's times when you can't let the foreigners run the show, like over there in Bosnia. See, the French and the English somehow convinced the UN to lighten up NATO airstrikes. Well, since when do limeys and frogs have military savvy? Hell, if it wasn't for us back in a big one, they'd be saying yabo instead of cheerio pip-pip and ooh la la. Yeah, like my mama used to say, just because your tongue kiss a horse don't mean you know how to make soup. Now, I believe that the best way to handle foreign affairs is right in our own backyard. Because, believe me, you can't go anywhere in this country without bumping into a damn foreigner. Hell, them Mexicans alone done already named every damn city in California. Los Angeles, La Jolla, La Cucaracha. You know who knew how to take care of foreigners? Jeffrey Dahmer. That poor little psychopath. Why, if that boy felt like a little Chinese, he'd just go out and eat him one. See? Like my mama used to say, don't look a gift skunk under the tail. Or was that colored boy Lenny Jeffries? You know, I like him. He ain't bad for a foreigner.
Jesse Helms here on the Iris in the Morning program. 25 after the hour. Here's Hank.
Your cheating heart will make you weep. You'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come the whole night through. Your cheating heart will tell on you. Imus in the morning.
Talk with Fred Waldenbooks, the official bookseller of the Imus in the Morning program. I would recommend 2 books for you. 3 books. Be alone.
Hey, Bubba, here's this gas treaty thing you asked me to look at.
Cool, Beavis. What'd you think?
It sucks.
Well, it's not the most exciting reading, Beavis. It's somewhere between War and Peace and God's Other Son.
I didn't read it. I tried to burn it.
You tried to burn the Gat Treaty?
No, God's Other Son. But I couldn't bring myself to do it because, like, there's too many cool, dirty parts.
Then what about the Gat Treaty?
It sucks. There's no cool, dirty parts.
There's not supposed to be any dirty parts in a treaty, Beavis. It's just a formal agreement between nations regarding trade.
Well, then, like, you should trade it for something that doesn't suck.
Like what?
Like something cool.
Okay, what's cool?
Anything that doesn't suck.
So as long as it doesn't suck, it's cool?
Most of the time. But, like, there are exceptions. Like, sometimes something sucks so much, it's cool.
I'm confused, Beavis. Name one thing that sucks that's cool.
Steph Edna.
She's cool because she sucks. I got it.
Not my wiener.
Make my knee stop. So I autographed a copy of God's Other Son to the President. The gala had enough, was man enough to give it to him. Step Edna, make your knees now. All right, Bill Guys, Bradley, and Connie Chung. All coming up.
Imus in the morning.
Close-up of the angst of the American liberal press by senior broadcast analyst
Walter, contact. Jealousy, envy, resentment, and spite. Ugly emotions. The responses of petty people to circumstances beyond their control, to situations they despise, desperately want to change, but are powerless to do so. Their impotence, their ineptness, only serve to feed their frustration, to cause it to run deeper, to roil their insides. A Maylocks moment in the making. And the most debasing jealousy of all, the one that foams the very bowels, causing rational individuals to eventually step up to the order mic with an AK-47, is professional jealousy. Yes, rare, but not completely non-existent, is the person who can stand for one moment the success of his neighbor, especially if such success actually elevates a co-worker or peer above our own station. Therein lie the seeds of unfettered violence, of postal worker solutions to perceived affronts. Alarmingly, one of those dramas is unfolding right now in an especially nasty segment of the journalistic sphere, the backbiting world of the professional writer, the novelist. There, the most injurious affront of all has occurred. A first-time novelist who approaches writing as an amusing diversion has placed a book solidly on the bestseller lists, coast to coast and border to border. The response in the profession to God's Other Son and its author, Don Imus, the worst case of envy since Danielle Steele first saw a penis. Yes, a black fog of loathing has descended over Imus's many writer friends, perhaps best exemplified by the columnist, himself a budding storyteller, Jeff Greenfield, whose labored efforts at prose surface now and again on slow news days on ABC. Another case in point, Mike Barnacle, the Boston Globe's naughty tattler, whose intense feelings of inadequacy, usually concealed beneath a hollow gruffness, shine like a beacon of defeat through his grudging overtures of congratulations addressed to the Ironman. While bitterly noting the impact of having a national broadcast stage, Mike, Jeff, and the rest say, "We're happy for you, Ironman." Loosely translated, we would have multiple orgasms stepping on your larynx. Yes, they're all seething, suffering from precisely the same malady that motivated Sean Eckert, Galooly, and Hardy to try to powder Nancy's knees. Gut-wrenching, teeth-grinding, artery-seizing envy. The Ironman's reply to his comrades, not only was Bill Wilson a friend of mine, so was Bill Faulkner. Oh, yes, next week, it's number 8. Deal with it. For me to watch, this is Walter Cronkite. Thank you and good night.
Hi, I'm Imus reporting. A junior senator from the state of Massachusetts is John Kerry. Good morning, Senator Kerry.
Good morning, man. How are you?
I'm fine. Welcome home.
Thank you very much.
Where were you?
I went to China. I was hawking your book over there.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. They're going to print it over there. So what's it called? Confucius, Second Son.
Your radio sounds fun in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
You may have missed this, but I actually wound up endorsing Senator Kennedy.
Somebody suggested to me that you usually endorse the morning after.
That's not far from the truth.
You know, they tell me they're going to call you the RU-486 of American politics. Because you are there the morning after.
Pretty funny, Senator.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
For most people, a commercial...
This guy with the floppy hair and the floppy socks through his legs shooting a 35-foot bank shot.
Coming back.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
A Converse somewhere should hire John Junker. You know, that John Junker knows how to present his case.
Somewhere in the Northeast where the weather's always bad. He'll make it sunny, I'll tell you
I
that.
guarantee you that. He'll make it seem like it's... In Pittsburgh, he'll make it seem like it's 85 and sunny 365 days a year.
Well, next year they got a good deal going in college
Yes,
football.
they do.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
That's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay, no, wait a minute.
Let's try it again.
You started. You started. Fred.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? That's the way it's supposed to work.
The first one was better.
I'm working on my...
Yeah, the first one was funnier.
You got that gem on tape, great. That's the promo for tomorrow.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Fine, Fred.
I'm sick of Jesse Helms, and I'm sick of all these people on CNBC. Every nitwit in the planet's got a talk show.
Not every nitwit.
Imus in the morning on the fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon at 5 o'clock. This is John Minko. With all his offense, he's going to be playing against some guys who hit awful hard this week. He's looking past Alabama. He's in for a rude awakening.
Boy, Mike likes Bama.
No, I don't, but I tell you, they're tough.
We'll see you tomorrow at 1.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66.
Howard Stern, speaking of all. Good morning, Howard.
Hi, Don. Great show. I'm calling from Sioux City, and I have a... Larry King! Good. Now do you think it's funny, Larry?
Well?
I finally figured out why he wanted to be on your show.
What?
He wanted his ass kissed for a change.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
Hey, saw you on Today's Show this morning.
That was yesterday.
No, this morning, I'm positive.
No.
They showed your picture. Will and Scott wished you happy birthday.
Imus in the morning on the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm Bill Daughtry. Now clear, 46 degrees in Central Park. And that's what's happening. I'm Bill Daughtry with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the radio home of Howie Rose and the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN, New York.
6:05, and what do you say? Howie Rose with you on the Fan, on and off and on again until midnight tonight. At 718-937-6666, you will have an opportunity to throw your 2 cents in and around the St. John's Cup and State game, which we will have beginning at 7:40 with the pregame. Then you'll get to hear the latest of the travails of one Felipe Lopez and friends. Although I know that Brian Mahoney told us a couple of weeks exactly who we're going to have probably between 10 and midnight, although we have some thoughts. Mitch Williams. Sweeney would love to talk to Mitch Williams, after which, of course, Mitch Williams would refuse to be interviewed on any show that Sweeney Murdy has anything to do with, but then Sweeney's a Philly fan, so what do you expect? Enjoy the ball game, huh?
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN.
This is the coach.
Headline issues of the day. Imus in Washington's senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
Yes, still digesting the debacle. Imus in the morning. The demise of the Democrats. Oh, what a time to have to be dead. Oh, well, that's life, or something like that. Anywho, J.D., issue 1, speaking of digesting things, what is this I have in my hand?
A gun.
Exactly. And where am I putting this gun?
In your mouth. What are you doing?
I'm killing myself.
But you're already dead.
As noted earlier, and a pity it is.
What's the problem?
God's other son, your brother's clothes, and Delbert McClinton. I can't take it anymore, and I'm begging you to give it a rest. That said, of course, may I add my congratulations on your having secured a place on the bestseller list.
Oh, thank you.
Now, for Christ's sakes, drop it. Issue 2, Congressional Democrats. Not quite yet an oxymoron, but we're getting there.
Well.
To be serious for a moment, Donno, I understand that you're backing Connecticut's Chris Dodd for Senate Minority Leader. I just want to say that I concur with that judgment. President Clinton has been badly damaged, as you know, and needs every scrap of help he can get on Capitol Hill. So, logically, why not a minority leader cut from the same mold? A fellow who, in my view, could show up at a Marion Barry Panama Red video party at 4 in the morning, and 5 hours later still be able to sufficiently get it together to tell Phil Graham to stop it. That's a man, J.D. Yeah. And the other contender for the post, Tom Daschle, no juice. Just look at some of his committee assignments. Agriculture, select ethics, Indian affairs, something called nutrition and forestry. What, no wood burning and tutu lacing? He's a weenie, man. Clinton needs somebody who's a cross between a gorilla and a whining fishwife. In other words, Chris Dodd. Now then, I understand that a key vote on the issue of minority leader is held by New Jersey's Bill Bradley.
Right.
Excuse me, but is he still in the Senate? Issue 3, I think. What's a 20-lettered phrase for who needs this? I'm out of here. How about Bill Bradley, John Kerry? I mean, the GOP car bombs the entire Democratic Party organization, and where are party stalwarts, Kerry of Massachusetts and Bradley of New Jersey? As far away as they can get, Imo, somewhere clinging to each other, knees knocking, no pun intended, teeth chattering, blanket pulled over their heads, sobbing. These guys make Harris Wofford look like Jean-Claude Van Damme, for crying out loud. Oh, and finally, how are things with our MTV president himself? He's really got a handle on that Bosnian situation, eh? Advice from deceased former president to current living president, suck it up. Get rid of those whining wussies around you like Stephanopoulos and that Begala geek and Secretary of Defense William Perry, and get those lame ducks in a row. That's the current state of things as viewed through a Dick's eye, Donno. Another unflinching look by Dick Nixon, former president, now deceased, of the United States of America.
Yeah. It's starting already. I've lived in this apartment 12 years. If she's there 20 minutes, I have to break the door down. Jesus God.
The key is still caught in the the door, but Tito, he said he has to drill the cylinder out and put a new one in.
He's an idiot.
That's the only way he can do it. He tried all these other things, whatever he's doing. He's spraying all this stuff.
Hey, why doesn't he try pulling the key out?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Amos in the morning.
Hey, honey.
Yes?
You know that 9X phone I bought you?
Yes.
It vibrates. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Well, what do we need that for?
Well, you'll see in about 3 months.